Good afternoon. I'm your host, Desert Beaver. Um, you're here a little bit early, but I'm really happy that you're here. And I want to let you know you're an artist. And I'm just gonna go back to my book if you don't mind, and we'll wait for our guest. Do you hear that? Wow. That was beautiful. Excuse me, what's your name?
Hi.
Oh my gosh, guys, it's Nathan, our guest. I should have known. I should have known. Only Nathan would come up with that. Okay, well, our guest Nathan, he's musically talented. You've already heard he's musically talented, and just funny backstory. We actually go to the same acting studio.
Very cool.
Yeah, and I've been going there for like on and off 2.5 years, and he started taking classes there, and we were like, oh, he's cool. He's a good actor. He's got good insight. And then he like low key mentions that he does music. Guys, he's very serious about his music. And so we're so privileged to have you with us, Nathan. Thank you so much for coming.
For sure.
Okay, so I guess we can start with what do you play? What instruments do you play?
Um, I mainly sing. That's my main thing.
Mm,
But I can also
yes.
play piano,
Mm-hmm.
little bit of guitar, and I do orchestral percussion. So things like marimba, timpani, the xylophone, the maracas, whatever.
What did you call that? I'm so not instrument
Like
knowledgeable.
a marimba is like a giant wooden xylophone, which I
Oh,
play.
wow.
Um, and then the timpani is like those big drums that you see at the back of an orchestra.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those are really cool. Do you have one?
I do not have one at home at the moment, but I will in my new house. We're moving, and I will in my new house.
Oh my gosh, awesome. That's
Yeah,
fantastic. You're,
very cool.
you're like shaking the walls. I hope
Yeah.
not. Okay, so where did your interest for music come from?
Um, I feel like I've always like I intake a lot of media. Like I watch a lot of YouTube. I scroll on Instagram. I would listen. I especially listen to a lot of music.
Hmm.
I listen to a lot of music. And I always have this thing where like I don't like to be just like an intaker of media. I
Uh-huh.
always like to try and like make something on my own, which is how I got into drawing. Like I saw a really good artist and I was like, hey, I want to do that.
Hmm.
And then I listened to a lot of music that I really liked, and I thought, hey, I want to do that.
Hmm.
So I started on GarageBand. Um,
Yes, garage band.
and I just played around with there for a little while. And then one of the songs that are on my new album, Inside Thoughts, are actually from those GarageBand days. Um,
Wow, yes.
so one of the songs that I reworked and like workshopped now is actually from like 4 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
Yes. I did a similar thing. I wrote something like 3 years ago, and I ended up taking it was a short story. I ended up taking it and making it into a
yeah, I
much
think it's
longer
really cool when
story.
that happens.
You can take it was good, and you can do something with
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So, where did your interest for acting come from? Is it kind of the
Um,
same thing?
it's another similar thing.
Hmm.
In my school back in Korea, because I grew up in South Korea.
Yes, guys.
Um, my school had a very good acting teacher.
Wow.
And drama was a required subject for everyone. Um,
Seriously.
yeah.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
so everyone had to take drama, everyone had to take music, everyone had to take visual art. Um,
Wow.
and and so I just did it, and I found that I really enjoyed it. And then he
Yeah.
also told me I was really good. So I was like,
Oh,
huh,
yes.
maybe I should keep doing this.
Mm-hmm.
So then I took part in a play, which was a very interesting play. It was an adaptation of
Mm-hmm.
a Hindu play, Sharanda's Core,
Okay.
but it was adapted to be Korean
Oh, okay.
because Hindu culture and Korean culture apparently share a lot of things.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, so we did an adaptation of that. And I actually played in the chorus, so I was in the back.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
was like the background character, but I found that really fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then in my new school before coming to LA at Deerfield Academy, I played in The Crucible, um,
Ooh.
by Arthur Miller. It was an intense play, but also a really fun play.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of where I really discovered that I really loved acting.
Mm-hmm.
And for a while, and for like a while, like the last 1 or 2 years, I told myself, this is what I want to do. This is I want to be an actor.
Yeah, yeah.
But now I've gotten really into music, and now I'm thinking I could do music as a career as well. So now I'm not really sure, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Something as I've been talking with a lot of on here and then just in life in general, talking with a lot of people that like both your interests can like find come together. Like you could act and do your own film score or like any combination of those things and just having both those talents can be so useful and it's exciting to see like maybe which one comes first and what you
Yeah.
end up following. That's so fun. So, I guess we've kind of already touched on this. Is there like a parallel between the like acting and music? Like, do they kind of work the same part of your brain, or
Um,
is that like different?
I find that all the arts are interconnected. Like with
Yeah,
visual
yeah.
art, you need to have like I do visual little bit of visual art as well. With visual art, you need like an eye for detail, which you
Hmm.
also need when you're producing music. Like you
Hmm.
need to understand what goes where and why.
Hmm.
Um, and then in music, music goes really hand in hand with dance. I also dance as well.
No, wait. Back up. I didn't even know this. You do? What kind
I
of
do hip hop.
dance?
Yeah, I do
Hip
hip
hop?
hop. Yeah,
I love hip hop.
it's very cool.
Oh my gosh.
And so music and dance goes really hand in hand because you need a good
Yes.
sense of rhythm.
Hmm.
Um, I think acting is more on its own, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Out of the arts, I think dance, visual arts, and music are all really interconnected. But I think
Hmm.
acting is really unique in the sense that it's all it's all just it's similar to dance in the sense that you have to know how to move your body
Hmm.
and you know and need to have good spatial awareness.
Hmm.
Um, but it's also very unique in the sense that the entire art is just you. Like in the
Hmm.
dance, the art is the movement. In the visual art, the art is the art. In music, the art is the sound. But
Hmm.
in acting, the art is you. And I think that's just a very interesting part of acting that's very unique.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's a really good way to put it. That's a really good way to put it. So for any all in the above, do you have like mentors or just people you look up to, like actors, musicians? Yeah. Who?
Um, and in terms of music, I really like Noah Khan. I think
Okay.
Noah Khan is absolutely amazing. All my music is like based off of him. I've stolen and sampled several of his melodies. Um, like whenever people listen to my music, they're like, "Oh, that sounds like Noah Kahan," and I'm like, "Yes, of course." Um,
You're like highest compliment.
yes. Um, and then my aunt is actually a professional opera singer. Um,
No, no, no. No. So did you
so
grow
my
up like going to the opera?
well, no, because she was in America and I was in Korea.
Okay, okay. But are you going to
Um,
operas now?
well, I do singing lessons with her now.
This
And then
is
she's
amazing.
making me sing in like Italian and like she's
I
making
love
me sing like
Italian.
songs. She's making me sing in songs from like the 1980s.
Oh my goodness, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Man, wow. I love operas, so
Yeah.
that is so wonderful. And then do you have any like actors that you look up to at all?
Actors, it's really embarrassing to say, but I really don't know my actors.
No, 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 that's totally fine. That's totally fine.
I
It's
think like I think like if I had to pick, I would say Leonardo DiCaprio. I think he's a great actor.
oh yeah.
But it's also a bit of a basic answer because like he's everything. He's in everything.
Yes. And he's been around for a while.
Yeah.
He's had his chances. That's
Yeah.
yeah, that's totally fine. It took me so long to like notice that I wanted to know actors and then to
Yeah.
learn actors.
Yeah.
Like I would just look up like 6 times who's the lead of this movie just to make sure like
Yeah.
I had the name in my head. It's definitely a journey. So, going back to just because you've created quite a few songs,
Yeah.
where does like the inspiration for a song come from?
I think a part of it is true that like you can't really make art without going through a lot in your life. And I've like
Hmm.
I've been through a lot of moves.
Yeah.
I've been through so many I've been through a lot. um
Yeah.
Good and bad. And so I think that that's a lot of where my inspiration comes from. And I think a lot of my songs are based off of my real life.
Hmm.
Um but I also think that um songs are also very mathematical.
Oh yeah.
And people always think that music especially are just is it's like, oh, it's an art form and it just comes and flows, but I disagree. Like I
Hmm.
think music is very very mathematical, it's very scientific, and it very much makes sense. Like
Hmm.
I'm not sure if you know this, but every chord has a note assigned to it: one, two, three, four, five, six, seven diminished, and one again.
Wait, why is it
um,
called Seven Diminished? Sorry.
because if you take a listen, it's one, two, three. But if I would adjust the seven, it would sound like this, which has a
Okay.
little bit off.
Yeah, yeah, it
This
does. Yeah.
and it's a complicated thing where like um, all the notes in a scale that there are certain notes in a scale, and in the C major scale, there are no black keys.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
but then the B chord, which is the note the seven lands on, does have a black key.
Okay.
And so to take the black key out of it, we need to make it diminished.
Okay. Gotcha.
But no one ever uses the seven chord. Like I don't think I've ever listened to a song that uses the seven chord except in like jazz. Um, so
Where they
like
break all the rules.
yeah, we don't talk about the seventh chord.
Diminished. It's diminished. So
Yeah,
don't worry about
yeah.
it.
I think like music just in general. I think there's two parts to music. I think to write the lyrics, it really needs to come from the soul. I think lyrics really definitely comes from the soul, and it comes from all the things you've experienced. And I think that's the kind of thing that you just have to kind of have a sense for.
Hmm.
I didn't really have to learn how to write lyrics. They just kind of came naturally to me. And I think it's that way for a lot of people who write songs as well.
Hmm.
Um, but I think the musical aspect of it, there are these chord progressions that you can use. And that's
Hmm.
kind of where I build my melodies off of. Like you don't just like randomly play notes and hope something works. That'll take forever. Um, like there are certain notes that you have to play in certain sequences to make things sound good.
Hmm.
And I think that's where I get all my music inspiration off of, just learning. And I watch a lot
Hmm.
of YouTube tutorials. I played piano for 10 years. So
Wow. Yeah.
that's where I get my music theory knowledge from. I think
Yeah.
basic music theory you need to understand in order to make music. You can't make
Hmm.
music without basic understanding of music theory.
Hmm.
But you really only need a very shallow understanding of music theory to be able to make music. Like my understanding of music theory is very limited.
Hmm.
Um, and I think that music, especially writing like pop songs, big part of it is coming from the soul.
What to use and where? Yes. You did touch on a question I was going to ask about how it differs writing the melody and writing the
Mm.
music, the words. So,
Yeah,
do they come at like different times, or would you usually start with like the words and
mm,
then the melody comes later, or do you like, because your melodies are really good, by the
yeah.
way. Like I
Thank
could
you.
just, I've heard some of his music, and I can just like, it creates like a total like feeling. I'm like, ooh, I like the way this is like leading into it. But yeah.
I think well, melodies and lyrics are all interconnected, and I
Hmm.
think that you can't really have one without the other, especially if you're
Yeah.
going to be writing a song. And so I think they do kind of have to come together. The way
Yeah.
I like to think about it is first you think about what you want to write a song about.
Hmm.
So that's the first step. You need to know what you want to write about. You can't just start playing chords and hope that something comes to you. That's what I used to do. That's what I used to do, and that's why all my earlier songs are very abstract. um,
That's a word for it.
yeah. Um, but you first need to understand what you want to write about, and then you can start playing chords that kind of match with that feel. If you're going to write
Hmm.
a really sad song, you might play like minor chords. But if you're going to play a really happy song, you might play major chords. Um,
Hmm.
and so I think that especially when you're writing, I mean, I write pop songs, so my main thing is pop. Especially when you're writing pop, you need you need to match the chords to the kind of feeling that you want for the lyrics.
Mhm.
And then from the chords, you kind of build off a melody.
Mhm.
Like in the thing I played at the beginning, which is Somewhere Only We Know by Keane.
Mhm.
Um, this chord start with this. Oh wait, so those are the chords.
Mhm.
And then he builds off of and then he builds a melody. Um, and then that's kind of and then that's those chords definitely match the feeling of the song, which is about like and the song is about a place that we know, like a place just for us. It's about
Mhm.
like a magical place. It's kind of like a
Mhm.
childhood wonder kind of thing, or at least that's how I interpret it.
Yeah.
um and then and then he adds words to the it's I walked across an empty land. I knew the pathway like the back of my hand. Which is and like the lyrics very much match with the
Yeah.
chords. And then in the chorus it goes to oh simple thing, where have you gone?
Mhm.
I'm getting old and I need something to rely on. It's a very and the chords are very uplifting and hopeful, and that's where the lyrics
Mhm.
kind of flow into naturally.
Yeah.
And so I think there is an order to where you get the lyrics and the melodies, but I think they all kind of have to work together to make a nice song.
Yeah. I totally can see that. So, what genre? So you've pop is
Yeah.
like where you like to be.
Well,
Um.
when I distribute it on like Spotify, the genre I choose is singer songwriter,
Oh yeah.
because that's a genre.
Uh-huh.
But my secondary genre is definitely pop.
Okay, yeah. So, what kind of music do you listen to? And then the music you make is more
Yeah.
in that realm of pop singer-songwriter.
I listen to a lot of different types of music.
Hmm.
I listen to some indie rock. I really like Paramore. I really like Oasis.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
on the other side, I listen to a lot of bubblegum pop. I love Olivia Rodrigo.
Hmm.
Um, people aren't allowed to know I like Olivia Rodrigo because like my friends
Okay.
would destroy me, but um, I really like Kelly Clarkson, like bubblegum pop.
Oh my
Um,
gosh, yes.
and then I also just listen to a lot of like folk pop, which is like Noah Kahan, Ben Platt. Um, so I listen to a lot of different types of music,
Hmm.
and I think the type of music that I listen to is often inspires what I write. And I think I think my music genre is also kind of wide. I don't just make one kind of songs. They're all kind of under the pop umbrella, but they're all
Hmm.
like different kinds of
But can
pop.
you read off like some of the titles of the songs in
Right,
like the
yeah.
album?
So the album is called Inside Thoughts. I named
Yes.
that after writing all the songs.
Hmm.
Um, because I thought what would kind of what's the kind of common factor between all of these?
Hmm.
And they're all kind of speaking from the person's perspective.
Hmm.
And it's all they're all kind of like raw and emotional and real.
Hmm.
And so that's why I named it Inside Thoughts.
Hmm.
Um, they I arranged them to kind of tell a story
Yeah.
of like overcoming a hardship in love.
Hmm.
Um, and it starts with the song Happenstance, which is about loving someone so much and hoping that they can love you back.
Hmm.
And then the second song is called LA City Lights, which I wrote quite recently,
Hmm.
which tells a story of um, hopefulness. And it's about being in love and the hopeful feeling of being in love.
Hmm.
And then the next song is Green Skies, which is where the self doubt starts to creep in a little bit. The third
Yeah.
song. And then it's like, I don't really feel at peace, but I'm still happy in a weird way.
Hmm.
The Green Skies is actually a really creative title that I'm quite proud of because the chorus is when the earth turns blue and the sky turns green,
Oh.
perhaps then my mind could be at peace. And then it's through green fields and this great life, maybe I'll be able to find green skies.
Oh. Yes.
So I'm quite proud of how that one turned out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and so that's what Green Skies is. The next one on the album is Be Enough, which, like the
Hmm.
title suggests, is about when will I ever be enough.
Yeah.
The next one is Spring Without You, which is
Yeah.
where we roll it back to the romance aspect.
Hmm.
Because the last two songs haven't really been about romance, and it's about maybe more introspective, and we roll it back to romance, and it's
Hmm.
like, after all this introspective things I've done, you still don't love me.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's that kind of song.
Hmm.
And it's a song where the happy melody really contrasts with the sad lyrics.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, and then after that, we have Eternity, which is a much, this is kind of like where the climax starts to build up. And it's
Hmm.
like, everything hurts. It's like, my mind is so tortured. And then there's white noise, which is basically eternity, but worse. um,
It's gotten worse. The noise, the noise.
and
Hmm.
then um, after that, we have, wait, the name's escaping me. Um, Let the Rain Pour, Let the Rain Pour, which
Yes.
is which is what the song that I told you about earlier, which I wrote like 4 years ago.
Hmm.
And then that one is where the resolution starts to come in. It's I'm not
Yeah.
afraid anymore. I'm willing to accept the world for what it is.
Hmm.
So that's a happy song. And then
Yeah.
the final one is First Time in Our Lives,
Hmm.
which, contrary to what the song suggests, is actually a goodbye song. And it's
Hmm.
saying goodbye to this love of your life and letting go.
Yeah.
And just letting go to like your past and looking forward to the future. And so it ends on that hopeful note, bittersweet note.
Yeah.
So those are all the 9 songs in my album, and it kind of tells like a coherent story.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited for it to come out.
I'm very excited to be a listener, to be a supporter, um, to know you now before you get big. So, yeah, guys, I knew him when. Um, yeah, I really liked your titles. Like even just like reading, and of course I liked the music as well. But where like it took me, like when I listen to music, like I go somewhere. I think all of us do it to some extent, and it took me like if when I listen to music in this area, then my mind goes to this kind of same city, let's say.
Yeah.
And I feel like most artists take me to like certain paths in this city. But like when I listen to your music, I was like, whoa, I've never seen this city from these. It was really cool experience just listening. Um, and I really like your like hearing you talk about it, the story that it tells. Would you say that your acting, storytelling experience is like impacting your music and maybe vice versa? Yeah.
Definitely. I
Yeah.
think that acting has one of my acting teachers, not from the studio we go to, but from a different studio.
Yeah.
One of my acting teachers always says he's very method acting, and he tells you to very tap into your
We've heard
emotions.
about him.
Yeah. And he's
Hmm.
he's 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 very like passionate about his acting.
Hmm.
And I think whenever I like to write a song, I kind of enter that actor mind where I really tap into my emotions.
Yeah.
Um, and whenever I write a song, I think that my acting training has helped significantly, because
Yeah.
acting isn't just about the technique, it's also about connecting to the character. And when I
Yeah.
can connect to the character that's in the song, when I can connect to the speaker of the song,
Hmm.
then then the song just becomes better because I can understand where the song is going.
I completely agree. I think sometimes music can feel very two-dimensional because they don't understand what they're doing.
Yeah.
Maybe. Right. I was going to ask you about, do you ever hit writer's block?
Ooh, yes. I'm currently in a big state of writer's block at the moment.
Oh, no.
It's been, and luckily it hasn't been that big of a problem because I've been too busy working on producing the album.
Yeah.
And obviously the songs for the albums are all written, so I haven't really had the need to write another song.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I've kind of been putting off writing another song because I just had major writer's block.
Hmm.
Um, like I've just been like, whenever I want to write a song, I just tell myself at the moment, I'm just like, well, I'm working on my album. I don't need to write another song right now.
Yeah.
I just think that whenever you hit writer's block, you just kind of have to wait it out. There's no
Yeah.
real way to overcome it.
Hmm.
And I have gotten into the habit of whenever I get any idea, I pull out my phone and voice note it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think anyone who likes to write songs should do that. I think whenever you get an idea, you should pull out your phone and voice memo it, even if
Like
it's
do it
just like you're humming.
immediately, like catch
Yeah,
it while
yeah.
it, yeah,
Even
yeah.
if you're not, even if you're just humming like da 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 da, um, like you don't have to put words to it. Just anything, even if it's just words. Like pull out your notes app and just write down some lyrics that you thought of.
I could not agree more. I think that this is one of the most practical ways of turning your ideas into projects, into reality, into something tangible is by valuing and recognizing that any little thing can be inspiration and the start of your next project.
I think that every inch of inspiration that you save can just be so valuable in the long run.
Yeah, that was a well-rounded answer. You're very good. You're very good at well-rounded answers. Um, yeah. So I guess basically my last question is, and I ask everybody this question, if you were in an alternate universe, so you're like an alternate you, and you're not doing music and you're not acting, you're not doing any of your arts.
Okay.
Um, well, maybe you could. Maybe the ones you don't do as much. Maybe you can do one of those.
Okay.
What job would you have? Like, what super random but fun job would you have? And then where would you live and what kind of house would you have?
I think I would be a teacher.
Oh, yeah.
Um, I currently have a student that I tutor
Hmm.
English. She came from Korea, so she doesn't speak English very well, but obviously I
Oh,
speak fluent
cool.
Korean. And I've just been really enjoying it. And I think that teaching is something that I've always really enjoyed.
Hmm.
Um, it's just that like until now I haven't really had the expertise to teach anyone anything. um,
That
um,
is so real.
and I think that if I were a teacher, I think I'd like to live in the house because all my life I've grown up in apartments and flats. Because
Oh, yeah.
In Korea we have these high rising apartments. Um, like I think in America, the way I would put it, in America people build outwards. In Korea, people build up.
Uh-huh.
Um, and I just think that I'd love to live in a house. I think I would definitely want to have a dedicated space for all the stuff that I love, even if that wasn't music, even if it was just like
Yeah.
teaching.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. And then where would you be?
I think I'd definitely be in the US.
Okay. Yeah.
I like Korea's nice,
Yeah.
but as a child, I think it's a great place to be in Korea.
Yeah.
But as an adult, I think it can be a bit of a pain to live in.
Yeah.
Because there's just like it's really hard to drive in.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
like especially Seoul. I'm talking about the capital, Seoul.
Yeah.
Um, like everywhere's really close together, which is nice, but like things are really expensive in Korea.
Yeah.
Um, I think like everyday things are more expensive in America, but things like housing are much more expensive in Korea.
Oh, that
Um,
sounds kind of like an American thing.
yeah, yeah. I think that like I'd like to live in the U.S. because I think it's a much more diverse, inclusive place that I've come to
Mhm.
really love in the past few months that I've been here. Um, and I think I'm much more of an American at heart than a Korean at heart anyway.
Aw.
Um, yeah, so I think that's where I would live. Probably in
Oh,
California as well, because that's just where I am now.
cool. Okay, well, that's a good plan that you'll never have to use. Okay, so tell us when your album, okay, what it's called, remind us, where it's coming out, when it's coming out.
Okay, so it's called Inside Thoughts.
Mhm.
It'll be out on all music platforms. It'll be out
Convenient.
on Spotify, Apple Music, even the really niche ones that you've never heard of. It should be able to be done by
This this is what a cliffhanger feels like.
We are so excited to listen and so excited for that. So thank you so much for coming. This was
yeah, for sure. It's so fun.
so amazing. So yeah,
All
thank
right.
you.
Here we come to the close of a limited series about artists who have found it. They found passion and maybe even a profession. If nobody's told you yet today, you are an artist, and there's more on the horizon for both of us. So, goodbye, my friend.